Okay, I'll start. Hi, I'm Natalie Avalone. I have a 7-year-old son, Carter, who was diagnosed with SPG3A. I had a typical pregnancy and birth, and I didn't know that anything was wrong until he had an MRI on his first birthday, and it looked abnormal. They asked us if we wanted to do genetic testing, and at the time I wasn't prepared to do that. I was afraid of like emotionally how I would handle if it was my gene or my husband's gene. But then as years went on, we decided that, I became stronger and thought it was very important. And the doctors also explained to me how important it was to do the genetic testing to help him and that he would benefit from it. So of course, with that, I went forward with the genetic testing, and we found out that he was diagnosed with SPG3A. And that's kind of what prompted me to start the Instagram page, My Courageous Carter, and to find other people with the same diagnosis, which even it really has, I've only met a few people on Instagram with the diagnosis, because as we know, there's not that many people with it. But I met you, AJ, and your family, and a few others that way. And so first I started My Courageous Carter, and then when I met AJ, she had talked about starting this website for just to create a community of people with this diagnosis, and that was very exciting. Also, my son's grandfather has created, it's called Carter's Foundation of Research, and that is, he has a lot of people doing research models, things like that, with his exact DNA, and trying to find ways to help spasticity and other things that these kids are dealing with. And so now we've started this website, and I hope that it's helpful to other people and to us as well. I think it will be, and welcome. And let me know if you have any questions.
Right. Well, similar to Natalie, my name is AJ, and I have a 4-year-old daughter, Emily. And similar to Carter, she has de novo SPG3A. For her, she got her diagnosis in the thick of COVID and lockdowns after genetic testing. And we live in London in the UK. And when we first got our diagnosis, we were told she's one of a kind. And while the doctors know how to kind of deal with her symptoms, they don't know what the exact cause of her condition is, and obviously there is no cure. And that was a very lonely and dark time. And that's when we started, doing obviously a lot of research and finding Facebook groups and other parents. And slowly our world went from Emily being one of a kind to finding other children that are like Emily, like Carter. We're not that many, but at least we're not one. There is about a dozen to 20 of us that I have found. And when Natalie and Joe and ourselves and my husband, we met, we thought it would be a great idea to bring all of us together in this community. And there are several reasons for that. One of them is obviously to be a sounding board to each other, to celebrate the wins and commiserate over the difficulties of life with SPG3A, but also to keep abreast with the developments on research. Joe and Dr. Blackstone and others are doing some amazing sort of developments in this area. And in this community, hopefully we'll be able to get firsthand updates on where things are going. And we also want to find other children across the world with a similar condition, so that hopefully when the time comes for clinical trials in the not such a distant future, we can all learn about it and benefit from it. So we hope that you find this useful. The community is as good as the engagement of its members. So I hope you can take part and ask questions and engage as much as possible, introduce yourselves. And obviously Natalie and I are always here to answer any questions you have. So welcome.